thank you for being here. I'd love to reintroduce to you our national leadership team. Again, my president-elect, Tammy Noel Adams from Georgia, our first vice president, Cheryl Keller from California, and our treasurer, Carolyn Altman from Arizona. And if you haven't met her, you absolutely need to. Our new CEO, Amanda Stinton from Chicago. We're happy to have you here. Thank you all for being here. And thank you, all of you, for sticking around for this next portion. It's been asked for, and we're excited to bring it with you. So we are a little bit far behind, but we're gonna breeze through this. We want to make sure that you get to know us. So I want to just share with you again, we're here to provide an opportunity for our members to ask questions about the year ahead in the council. So thank you for taking time today. Again, I'm Carrie Hartnett. I've just introduced to you all of our wonderful members here. So let's get started. This means while we're providing educational opportunities and open discussion, if you all know where the Q&A is, I see Q&A. If one of my my wonderful team members can help answer questions, that would be great. So if you have a question at any time, please do submit that question in the Q&A for us to be able to answer. So with that said, I think we can go through that part really quick. Check. So you probably heard, I told you about the priorities that we have this year: inclusivity, sustainability, and return on investment. We wanted to support and elevate all of these things to make Women's Council great to the community, to the culture, and to the opportunity that we have. There are so many benefits by being a Women's Council member in the organization, and we want to continue to highlight them. So with that said, does anyone have a question? Is there any questions in the chat right now that we want to address?
There's one in the Q&A from Pamela Hudson. Hi, Pamela. Thank you.
Pamela.
Pamela is asking when our 2024 certification logos will be available or accessible. So
for the certified networks?
Correct.
So that's I assume that's not going to be something until the end of the year, because we have to get through the year to get certified. So are you referring to the 2023 networks that were just certified?
So the question says 2024. I was thinking maybe we could just reiterate the window of time that networks have to submit that certification paperwork.
It was between August and October. The networks will be recognized in November at our conference for 2024. The networks will be recognized in November at our conference in Boston. So throughout the year, you're going to be wanting to check out and contact Jamie Saltman, because she can help you with this, but check out what the benchmarks are and use those as sort of a guidepost as you're going throughout the year. And the submission window will be between August and October, recognized in November. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I believe the networks get their logos or certification badge between October and November. So if you go for 24, you should get that before the national meetings. If you were certified in 23, you should have received it. If you haven't, please reach out to staff. We'll work with you on getting it situated.
Awesome. Hopefully that helps. I know there was another question tagged on to that about when. Okay, where'd it go? Okay. I can't, if anyone can, let's see, who's the correct info on the profile website. It's showing erroneous info with listings from years ago. Who would be the contact to correct the info on the profile?
So I'll just jump in and say, if anybody has incorrect contact information in your Women's Council or your WCR.org profile, reach out to staff. So we just finished that NERDS integration, and that should help a little bit, but we still own all of our own data. And it only comes from one place, and that is all of you. So if you do have an update to an email or a change in a business email address or something to that end, reach out to one of those fabulous contact pieces, either the chat or the chat feature, or the email address, or the 800 number, and we can help you get that information updated in your Women's Council profile there.
Okay, so just as a reminder, we are not really looking at the chat for questions at this point. Please direct everything to Q&A because there's a lot as you can imagine, a lot going on. If you have specific questions, please direct them to the question and answer section on Zoom, not the chat. So as we expected, there's a lot of technology questions. Amanda, do you want to again direct them back to wcr.org or sorry, wcr@wcr.org for getting these questions answered?
Yeah, I think some of them. I also just want to I want to acknowledge this one here from Tammy. Not Tammy Noel Adams, Tammy, but Tammy is asking about the member finder. And I know many of you were probably at the national meetings when our immediate past president, Chris Palcolili, introduced some of that at the governing board meeting. We are utilizing the members that we know are well versed in technology to do some end user testing on that member finder feature. And I believe that email request for testing timeframe wraps up right around now. Of course, naturally, I don't have the specific date on hand, but that new member finder feature through Women's Council's website should be up and running. I'm going to conservatively say by the end of the month, but our hope is that it's much, much sooner than that. And that'll be a really nice way just to build out, let people know a little bit more about you personally. You can add in hobbies and specific interests, markets that you work in, all sorts of details. And once that's up, we'll send an email out to our members. You'll also find it in the roadmap, and we will give you guys a little tap so you know when you can go in and create your profiles.
So a couple questions that I've got here that two are the same question, but one I'm going to ask from Shannon Bryan. When will the new document be online for 2024 benchmarks for certifications? We looked at it last, it was 2023. We'd like to fill it out as we move through the year, which is an excellent idea. I highly recommend that for everyone. Yeah. So good question. Thank you, Shannon, for that question. Amanda, do you know when that's going to be updated? I just want to just preface this with, it is January 4th. And we have just come back from our holiday, which I'm sure you all enjoyed so well. And we're all kind of just getting through the things that we need to get through. So give us a little grace as we get some of these things up to date. But I assume that 2024 document will be up soon so that they can start looking at the benchmarks.
The network certification document?
Correct.
You got it. Yep. Staff is currently working on it. We expect it to be online soon.
Awesome. Boston, is it too soon to ask Cindy what the host hotel is? Does someone want to throw in the chat what it's probably up on the website. If you actually go to wcr.org and go to national events, it's likely up on the website, but it is not too soon because we've already got that. We've had that planned for a while. Mm-hmm. I think it's the Westin, right? Didn't we discover it was the Westin Coldplay?
So. Yeah, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure.
Renee, go check out the website. I'm sure it's there. If it's not on our website, it'll definitely be on, I assume NAR's website will have that information as well. So thank you for that question. Okay, question from California, two questions from same question, two people from California. When will Network Builder be updated to reflect our renewal numbers?
Say that one again. When will
the Network Builder be updated to reflect our renewal numbers?
I will say that should be fairly real time. We have a live dashboard that shows our national renewals. So is that Taffy?
Taffy and Paul, both from California.
Okay. So if you're not seeing it, if you don't believe it's accurate, or if you're seeing something that just looks a little wonky, I will ask you to send it our way. And then the one thing I'll say is when you do encounter, if you're working with your network or you're working with leadership, one thing that is immensely helpful for us, as Carrie mentioned earlier, is getting that kind of big picture. The better our staff and technology consultants can understand issues, especially systemic ones, the more streamlined the fix process will be. So we ask specifically, if you find an issue like that, if you could send details on anything related to data, anything related to screenshots, error messages, specific information that you find is missing, because oftentimes we'll see Jane Smith might be missing over here, and we'll get that, we'll fix that one thing. And then we later learn that there's 15 duplicates of that in different networks around the country. So if we can systemically solve those issues, as we've started to work on here in the past several months, it just creates a more pleasing experience for everybody all around. So please send those details over to us when you have them, and Patrick and the team can get working on checking into something if it looks wonky with your network builder.
And we know that that's really frustrating to have to send screenshots and details. Let me tell you, my Facebook page got hacked, and the only way to get it back is to be patient, number one, but to send them every single detail that they're asking for so that they can actually fix the problem. It's no different. So we really need to understand the systemic issues that are happening so that we can correct it for everyone instead of one person, and then not realizing that it's happening all over the place. So we really appreciate your help with this. You were going to help make us better. That's what our members do. So we appreciate that. Couple questions. I know we don't have a lot of time. I know there's some the thoughts that we've been putting into the chat. So if you're asking questions in the chat, we're not seeing them. I just want you to know. So my apologies if we don't get them to you. Someone did ask a question that I did want to address because I think this is a good one. And it says, I can't find it now, but it says something about oh, here it is, Tammy. So if we plan to attend mid-year and national meetings, should we get tickets and book our hotel flights now? That would be up to your local networks. That's usually in something that's in their standing rules, but obviously the sooner you can do that, the better. But some of the things aren't even open yet. So your hotel, you can get flights, I would assume. Talk to your local networks and address, consult with your standing rules so that you know what they're expected. But the hotels for these are not even going to be open, and probably February is I think February is when mid-year opens, and I'm not really sure when national opens. So yes, consult with that. When will we be able to access updated infographics for marketing? Do we have updated infographics on our website? Like I mean, we don't really have too much to update other than I know on an annual basis, we'll update member count, our pack numbers, things like that. I assume those are they're already being updated.
Yeah, I don't know on that one offhand, but I do know part of our social media and outreach strategy is working with our staff to get a holistic strategy in place for Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, which is partly what this is. And those are timely things. So I spoke with staff this morning about some exciting ideas on new ways to get good shareables out for our networks to use.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess my response to the infographics would be we can update those, but there's a living, breathing benefit to also taking and repurposing, which you're more than welcome to do, anything that Women's Council posts on social media.
Yeah. One last question, because I know we're a few minutes over, but I do want to address it. Amy Lamb has a question. It's really more of a scenario of what happened. Amy, I would ask you to please email that to wcr@wcr.org so that we can ticket that and try to troubleshoot that particular problem. Any questions that you have relating to things that are happening with your technology, we want to fix. We can't get through all of the questions here because there's 221 people on deck today, but we want to know, we want to hear from you. This was really an opportunity for you to get to know myself and Amanda, and that obviously we want to field your questions. We can't answer them all, and I don't know if there's a way to save this, but that being said, the best way to get this ticketed so that we can get these problems resolved is to send them to wcr@wcr.org so that we can really take a look at the big picture instead of one-offs. We want to make sure that we're addressing the holistic approach of this so that we can, and we all know technology changes. So we're going to fix this year. And guess what? Mercury's going to go into retrograde again. Just kidding. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But anyway, Mercury, ruler of technology and communications, it's always out there, changes every so often. So that being said, we're about 6 minutes over our allotted time. I don't want to cut anyone off. I know there's great conversations. Thank you. Welcome, Amanda. Thank you, team. We're going to have a lot more to come. We're so excited. Team 24, you want to say anything? Final thoughts, last advice for a stellar kickoff to the year?
Look forward to seeing everybody, guys. We're excited, very excited.
I'd just like to say it was fantastic seeing everybody's Happy New Year's today. And I love all these questions, and a lot of them are things that we are working on as a team. And so use your resources. If you're, I see still some technology frustration, but we are working on it, and we look forward to to many resolutions this year. So don't be frustrated, keep trying, reach out to your state liaison, national liaison, and WCR.org so that we can all have an amazing 2024.
Yes,
I
thank
would
you.
agree with everyone, and Happy New Year to you all. We are super excited for 2024.
Looking forward to continuing to work with everybody. I also just want to say thank you to this fantastic leadership team. We're going to start 2024 out with a bang, and we are just going to keep the energy and momentum and good work up and moving here for the next 12 months. And I can't wait to continue to see and meet everybody. But keep your eyes on these four. They're going to do awesome things for this organization.
Yep. Thank you all. Thank you all. I appreciate you. You make me look like I know what I'm doing. Thank you. Thank you for all of your support. All of you. This is the safe space that we talk about.
Wonderful. Thank you all so, so much. I'm going to edit down this recording. We'll share it around, but let's make 2024 a fantastic year. And we look forward to connecting with you, your liaisons, our national liaisons, and the leadership team in the months to come. Take care, everyone.
See you at Elevate.